Hello, everybody. This is the Brightest podcast. I'm your host, Gabe Clem. If you don't know what we are finding Christ through nerd culture. If you follow us, you've probably noticed that last week we were supposed to have a live podcast. Now, it was there, but it sadly had to be taken down for technical and personal reasons. I apologize, and sadly, we probably won't be doing another live podcast. I might find a easier way to do it. It was just a lot. But we're going to move forward, act like it never even happened. And if you did get to see it, you know that it was about the death of Superman. We had a live reading of the comic book. We discussed how it connected to the death of Christ, being how it was the day after Easter. And I kind of want to keep on going with that theme. Now, before that, I want to go ahead and do our Who Would Win question of the day. We will be discussing the Reign of Supermen storyline, and I wanted to take two people out of that. So, who would win in a fight? The Great Steel or Superboy? Now, these are two of the people we will be talking about today who kind of take the place of Superman after his untimely death. And if you follow us on Facebook, comment there. If you watch us on YouTube, comment there. Wherever you find us, just go and comment your opinion. I would really love to hear it. But let's go ahead and jump right into our topic, which, like I said, is the Reign of Supermen. If you don't know what this storyline is, Superman had just been killed by Doomsday. The world is kind of still in shock after everything. And these Supermen step up to take his place. The four Supermen that show up is Superboy, which was created by Lex Luthor using his and Superman's DNA. Steel, which is John Henry Irons. He creates an Iron Man-like Superman suit and uses that to fight crime. We have the cyborg Superman and then the Eradicator. Now, all of these people play into this story perfectly. They all escalate it to where it needs to be. Before I get too deep into this, I would like to say I'm going off of the animated movie adaptation of this story because I've never really read the comics for this. Not really my time because this came out before I was born. So yeah, most of this story may differ from the story that you know, being that this is the movie adaptation aside from the comic adaptation. If so, I'm sorry. But I will say the movie is amazing if you haven't seen it. It's very good. You should go and watch the movie of Death of Superman first. Now, there are a lot of differences between that and the comic. So, it gives you kind of a new perspective, or more modern perspective, I should say, of this story, as it uses more of the well-known characters, aside from the JLA members that they used in the comic books, like Maxima, Guardian, some of the kind of lower known names. So the story is this. Superman has just died, and all of these other Supermen are coming in and kind of taking his place protecting Metropolis. We have the cyborg Superman who thinks he is Superman. It's actually like a crazy story. He goes to Lois saying, "Hey, I'm Clark. You know me, you love me, this and this and this." And of course he's not, because, well, Superman's body's not there. It's a robot. Then you have the Eradicator, who he's kind of silent at the beginning. No one really knows what he's there for. He kind of just swoops in, beats everybody up, and leaves. And he's kind of like a mystery. Then you have Superboy. Oh my god, Superboy. He is basically the average adaptation of what a teenage superhero would be like. He reminds me of Zachary Levi's Shazam, because he's kind of like, I want nothing but the fame. of being a superhero. I just want to look cool, get girls, this and this and this, and it gets problematic because Lex Luthor, his creator, he's sitting here and he's like, no, you need to kind of replace Superman and put in a good word for me. Which, let's just get on this little side note for a second. Rainn Wilson as Lex Luthor is flipping amazing. Like, I can't, being the Office fan that I am, knowing him as Dwight, and then hearing this voice in this movie, and I'm like, wait a second, I know this guy. Finding out that it's Rainn Wilson, I'm like, whoa, he is so good at this role. He's not my favorite Lex Luthor, because that will always be Michael Rosenbaum, but he is a very good Lex Luthor. I will not take away any credit from his interpretation of that character. But anyways, going back, Superboy, he's supposed to kind of be the lapdog of Lex, kind of, you be Superman and make me look good. And then you have Steel, who he's kind of hesitant about being known as a Superman follower because he doesn't feel like he deserves it. I have read some of the Steel comics, and one of the things I love is in issue number 1, I believe, of Steel. He creates the suit. He has the big sledgehammer, which I love. And he's questioned about why he doesn't wear the shield, the S symbol. And he sits there and he says it's because he doesn't feel like he deserves it. And that's really cool in my opinion. It shows the effect that Superman has had, and that even though he wants to follow on with what Superman did, he still doesn't feel like he's earned the right to even promote himself as Superman. Anyways, going on with the story, turns out Superman is actually still alive. That's kind of where the Eradicator comes in. He is, to put it basically, he is a Kryptonian program from the Fortress of Solitude where Superman's body is slowly being resurrected. And he's kind of a placeholder until he's ready to come back and be Superman. Jumping over back to Cyborg Superman, turns out he is very complicated because in these two movies, The Death of Superman and The Reign of Superman, The Death of Superman, there is people working on a space station, and this is when Doomsday actually comes in and he destroys that space station, but one of the guys on the space station is steadily going like, oh, it's okay, Superman will save us, Superman will save us. And when he doesn't, this guy's body is transported to Apocalypse. It's very confusing if you don't watch it. But anyways, Darkseid uses this man and puts him in the body of Cyborg Superman and kind of says, go and make yourself look like Superman so that I can come invade Earth. The climax of this story is Darkseid's already in. You have all the Supermen trying to fight him off. You have members of the Justice League fighting him off. And then this is when you finally see Superman come back into action. It's a very well thought out story. I wish I had a better way to explain it. It's hard because it's like so great you can't even put it into words. But I wanted to relate this story to how after Jesus died on that cross, even after the resurrection and him going into heaven, there were people that stepped up in his place, just like these Supermen stepped up to take the place of Superman. There were people that stepped up and still spread his word, still brought people to salvation even though he wasn't there guiding them. And like the disciples are kind of the biggest example, later known as the apostles, and then the other apostles brought in. Some of the kind of biggest names out there is Peter, Saul, who became Paul, John. All of them, they still pushed God's work even though Jesus wasn't there. And especially in Paul's case, if Jesus didn't die, Paul wouldn't have been brought to that salvation and became one of the greatest apostles, in my opinion. Like, Paul is my boy, and he wouldn't have saved and brought such a blessing to everybody as he did. I imagine that when Jesus dies, kind of all hope is lost. Like, nobody really knows what to do next. And it's because these people stood up and took action that we have the faith that we have today. It's because even though all this darkness has come up and all hope seems lost, there's still people fighting. Just like in this amazing story with the reign of Supermen, there's always going to be people fighting. And we can relate this to our lives today, because there is a lot of fear, there is a lot of destruction around us, and there comes a time where, are those people going to stand up and fight for what they believe in? Are they actually going to sit here and bring other people into this amazing cause that is Christianity? At the end of the day, who is going to go to heaven? It's questions that we need to ask in this world of fear. I posted something on our Facebook page, I think it was the day before Easter, saying that no matter what, we walk through that valley of shadow and death and still fear no evil. And even though the symbol of Christ, that is Jesus, is gone, we still need to fulfill his purpose, saving people, bringing people to this amazing lifestyle that is Christianity, where we walk in God's name and fear nothing, because there is nothing to fear. It's really just a great message that the disciples would still walk in their faith, even though the whole purpose of their faith is gone. It's a testament to the faith that they had, because the whole reason that they started believing what they believed is Jesus, and now he's gone, and they still have that drive to go after what he spoke, what he led them to believe. And that's nothing but faith right there. It's really just amazing to think about. And that's the message that I got from the reign of Supermen. On top of the message that I got from the death of Superman, yet again, I apologize to anybody who missed that live podcast. I'm sorry. I might even try to make up for it. It depends on how I can do that. And remember, guys, follow us on Facebook. You can listen to us on Spotify, YouTube, Anchor. I hope you guys enjoyed this as much as I did. And God bless.